Hi! A third variation on the counter-DAC-based converter theme is, in my estimation, the most elegant. Instead of a regular up counter driving the DAC, this circuit uses an up and down counter. The counter is continuously clocked, and the up and down control line is driven by the output of the comparator. So when the analog input signal exceeds the DAC output, the counter goes into the counter up mode. When the DAC output exceeds the analog input, the counter switches into the countdown mode. Either way, the DAC output always counts in the proper direction to track the input signal. Since the counter's output continuously tracks the input rather than counting to match the input and then reset back to zero, the binary output is legitimately updated with every clock pulse. An advantage of this converter circuit is speed, since the counter never has to reset. Note the behavior of this circuit. Note the much faster update time than any of the other counting ADC circuit. Also note how at the very beginning of the plot where the counter had to catch up with the analog signal, the rate of change for the output was identical to that of the first counting ADC. Also, with no shift register in the circuit, the binary output would actually ramp up rather than jump from 0 to an accurate count as it did with the counter and successive approximation ADC circuit. Perhaps the greatest drawback to the ADC design is the fact that the binary output is never stable. It always switches between counts with every clock pulse, even with a perfectly stable analog input signal. This phenomenon is informally known as bit bubble, and it can be problematic in some digital signals. Advantage of the tracking type ADC: shift register is not needed, so the cost is less. Speed is high compared to digital ramp type, as the counter will not reset. Disadvantage of the tracking type ADC: up and down counter leads to complexity of the circuit. The circuit output will never be constant because of differentiator effect. In the next video, we will know the fattest of all counter DAC based flash ADC. Stay home for this great event. Thanks.